around us and will always exist around us, whether we see them or not, whether we choose to see them or not. So I have my stories I'd like to share with you. There are 4 stories I'm going to share. 2 told in the daylight hours and 2 at night. So, let's begin. The first story I'd like to share with you. It's a story called Doppleganger. It was a typical summer day. I had gotten the boys ready to go to work, walked the dogs, had some fun time, play with them, throw the ball, have them chase it, and then run my sorry self down into Manhattan to head on out to Jersey and go to work. It seemed like any other typical day. I went down, took the train down, my normal everyday routine, normal everyday conductor on the train, normal everyday similar drag-ass faces sitting on the train next to me. Get into Manhattan, the same tired, sad, pathetic-looking faces all around me. Got into Hoboken, the same story all over again. Same familiar faces, same familiar things, same familiar people. Seemed typical, standard, the usual. I got to work though, and went past my coffee truck. And the fellow there said to me, "Oh, back again?" And I said, "You know it, every day." Got my coffee, went on to the office, went to work, did my usual routine there, had colleagues come back and forth around me, some of them giving me funny looks for the day, a little funnier than usual, but it was a typical boring day at work. Uneventful. I got on the train to make my way home, exhausted, after getting up early and going. I'm on the train. There are the typical Wednesday matinee drunks on Metro North. And one of them came wandering past me on the train and looked and sat at me and said, "Hey man, so I thought you were behind me at the bathroom." I said, "Sorry bud, I've been here. Have a good night." I just ignored him. He just kind of looked at me, gave me an odd look, and just kept on going. Came home. The dogs are not in their crate. Now, some of you might know my dog Toby is famous for disappearing out of his crate. And escaping like a little mouse, just tunneling out and getting out. But neither Toby nor King were in their crates. So, as I walked in, the TV was on. I normally would leave the TV on for them, so I didn't think too much about it. And I called for them, and all of a sudden they come bounding down the stairs, bum, 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 bum. And they run and they jump at me and they greet me and kind of sniff me all up and down one side to the other. Okay, well, I didn't think too much about that because they like to sniff me. So, all right. But I looked and saw that the TV upstairs was on too. Now, it's possible I've forgotten and left the TV on when I rushed out in the morning. But I went home. In the house, nothing. Took the boys out and walked them. Nobody peed. Nobody pooped. Which is unusual for them if you know my dogs. That's one of their favorite things to do, is to pee and poop. As much as they can. I got back to the house, walked inside, said, I'm going to clean up, jumped in the shower. As I'm toweling myself off, just throwing on some sweatpants, I could hear the boys bounding around through the living room. And while I'm there, I can see Ball come flying down the hallway. And King bounding down, running, right after it. And goes and runs back into the living room. And I said, all right, I don't know what the boys are doing, but they're getting into some real trouble now. So I came out, and I walked down the hallway, walked in the living room, And I saw myself sitting on the living room sofa with the boys next to me. I saw myself sitting there, dressed similarly, but he was sitting there, looked up, picked up the ball, threw it down the hallway for the dogs again, and said, "Come in, Tom, we need to talk." Now, I've seen some strange things in my days. I've seen some weird shit. I've seen some ghosts. I've seen some very funny things in the world. I don't spook very easily. This threw me. I would do better seeing a ghost than seeing myself. And here I was. And obviously I had something to say to me. Now, this version of me was sitting there, no glasses. And occasionally, the boys would come back in and they would go back and forth between the two of us, sniffing at both of us, and neither seemed upset or disturbed. And I just saw my other self just take the ball, just throw it down the hallway again for the boys, and said, just let's let them be distracted so we can talk. He said, "Tom, I come to make you an offer." I said, "Okay, first of all, who the hell are you?" He said, "Who I am really doesn't matter. What I am really doesn't matter, but I've got an offer for you." He said, "I would like to acquire your life from you." I said, "You want to what?" He said, "I would like to acquire your life from you. I will become you. I will make you an offer here and now. I will take over your life. You will have the opportunity to choose from any life I can offer you. You will become someone else." I said, "All right, let's go with this. What do you mean, offer me someone else's life?" He said, "It's really very simple. If you want to become Bill Gates, I can make you Bill Gates. But you're not going to be Tom Approvato of Bill Gates' body. You're going to be Bill Gates. Bill Gates' memory, his life, his history. You won't remember anything else about him. I will, in turn, take over your life. And I will acquire your memories. And I will become you." I said, "All right, just for argument's sake, how would this happen?" He said, "All you have to do is say yes." And I said, "Again, how would this happen?" He said, "Very quickly." I said, "How would I know that I've gotten my new life?" He said, "Well, really, you're not going to remember it. It's your choice." He says, "I'll tell you what, I'll let you sleep on it. I'll come back tomorrow, and we'll talk, and you'll give me your answer then." And again, he just, picked up the ball, threw it away, tossed it to the dogs, let them play with it, kept them occupied and busy. He said, "Would you be interested?" He says, "I'll let you think about it, but would you be interested?" I said, "This is my life you're talking about. Why would you want my life?" He said, "It's interesting enough and boring enough. It's interesting enough for what you do, who you are, where you go, and boring enough to keep it simple and easy to remember, because I'm still going to remember who I am, even if you don't remember who you are. This is your choice." And so he left, or I left, walked out the front door, and left me. In the house with the dogs sitting around. They didn't seem bothered. I seemed pretty disturbed. And I'll tell you a bottle of wine later, I felt better about it. But it was still something I couldn't quite understand. Why would this person, this thing, make an offer to me? And it came up on the idea in my head, researching and remembering. What's a doppelganger? You've heard of the term doppelganger? It's an old German word. Doppelganger, it's seeing your duplicate. To see your double is to see, it brings with you the fear of impending doom. It is a vision of death. It's a vision of a demon to torment you. It's seeing yourself. But what does it mean? Does it mean that you're really going to die? Or does it mean that you're going to change? And I thought about it. I didn't have a very good night's sleep. Very fitful, tossing and turning, kicking, twisting. All day long I thought about it and said, this is my life. This is, for good or ill, what I've lived. All of who I am. My loves, my hopes, my fears, my sorrows, my joys. Why would I give this up? Why would I change my life? Would I change my life? Could I change my life? The next day, I heard footsteps coming up the stairs. The dogs immediately ran down the stairs and then came running back up, all excited. And I saw myself come in, sit down, not exactly, but similarly dressed as me, and sit across from me on the sofa. And said, I've given you a day to think. What do you think? I said, you know you're not exactly like me. He said, I know. He says, I don't have your glasses yet. He says, I'm just trying this on for now. I said, you're left-handed. I might be ambidextrous, but I'm more righty. He said, I'll remember that. He said, Tom, I'm making you an offer. This is your chance. You can change. You can become someone else. You can become someone completely different. Would you take that opportunity presented to you? What would you do? And he said to me, Tom, this is a one-time offer. I'll leave here, you'll never see me again. He said, oh, I might see you, but you're never going to remember me. And you'll never recognize my face. Or you will recognize my face, but you won't notice me. He said, what will you do? So I thought about it again. This is my life, my sorrows, my joys, my good and bad. And I gave him my answer. Yep.